All right, so our third speaker of today is an inspirational leadership coach, brand and communication strategist. His career vision is to be involved in assessing the need for acquiring and implementing revolutionary strategies and systems for top-notch performances in organizations through exceptional leadership approach. Akin to this is the deployment of enterprise technologies that will optimize customer experiences across all channels. He helps individuals and business alike to maximize their leadership potentials for positive results. I won't say his name now. He is a social enterprise developer, a leadership mentor, and sought-after speaker on topics related but not limited to leadership, governance, growth, and collaborative development. He is the publisher of a foremost Pan-African magazine called African Future Leadership Magazine. He convenes one of the Nigeria's biggest leadership conference and award ceremony titled Future Leadership Conference Awards. He is an established author and puts together various events and projects as a pilot step in helping leaders and organizations divine and refine their work, share knowledge, and make helpful connections in a vendor-neutral way. He's a certified chartered strategic manager from Chartered Institute of Strategic Managers and Leaders, and a fellow of the Institute of Corporate and Public Administrators of Nigeria. He is reputed for quoting, "Be phenomenal or be forgotten." Be phenomenal or be forgotten. He is the founder of the Second Chance Care Foundation, an NGO that is focused on prisoners' reformation and rehabilitation. Yes, Mark Idiahi is live with us here. Okay, yes, so please put your hands together for Mr. Mark Idiahi, who will be talking to us about thriving in adversity and also evolving as a person. Thank you so much for being here today, sir.
Thank you so much. How we are doing? This place is too quiet for my liking. Wow, wow, wow. Can you just stand up a bit, just for 1 minute, if you don't mind? I want you to high-five somebody beside you and say something pleasant to the person, would you? I heard somebody say, "I love you." Interesting. Oh, my. You said what you wanted to say. Now say what I want you to say. High-five somebody again and say, "This is the last time you will see me like this." Perhaps, say it with me. Say with me. Say, perhaps you're seeing a broken person. Perhaps you're seeing someone who barely can pay his bills. Perhaps you're seeing someone that life has given a curveball. But this is the last time you will see me like this, because I'm evolving. If you believe that, give the person a high five again while you sit down. First of all, let me thank GML. Please give me a sound on the background. I want to thank GML for putting this event together. This is the 3rd edition. Am I correct? It takes a whole lot to do an event. Sometimes you can't sleep. No matter how insignificant you may think this event is, it is a great event in the eyes of God. I tell you why. Look at the people sitting there. Promise, give me a high five. Give me a high five. Give me a high five. How would you want to speak at Future Leadership Conference, the next edition? Wouldn't you love that? Okay, we have a deal. We have a deal. We have to talk after this. Were you there at the last edition? You saw, how do you see the place? You love to be able to speak there, right? I was greatly moved by your speech. And you weren't looking at anything. It was coming from your heart. It means that you've been working on yourself. That's profound. Very profound. All right, so very quickly, give me a sound on the background. We are going to be having a celestial and a terrestrial experience. It means that I'm not just going to be speaking over your head. I'm going to be ministering as I'm led. You know, recently I got really nauseated by some speakers, philosophers, and theologians that make us seem that we have to take God out of the equation. But the last attempt that they made to try to put God out of the equation has put the world in a very chaotic state. So much is going on around the world that many people are beginning to realize that there's going to be true transition. God has to be at the center of it. All right, so we are looking at the word involved. Can you give me my slide now? Doctor, thank you so very much. Very amazing. Every other one has spoken before me. I learned so much. I was in the car earlier, but I decided I would come down and listen and just learn from different people. And it's been such a worthwhile experience. All right, so we're looking at the word involve. And I want you to get, yes. So I had to do a bit of research. And she spoke a bit about evolution. And there was a picture. The next one I want you to show me, because we first of all need to. Give me the next one. I'm not like the other ones. Hello? Bros, follow me. Who is there? You have to follow me, please. Follow me, so that we don't have problem. Now, first of all, we need to debunk this misconception about evolution, because they made us believe that we evolved from apes. They made us understand that we evolved from what else? Talk to me. Look at it. That we evolved from here. Now, if you're here and you believe that this was where you evolved from, can I see your hand up? Hello, talk to me now. How many of us here evolved from this? What a misconception. What an aberration. What an error for you to look at a handsome, grown-up, fine-looking man like me, and you in your mind think that I evolved from ape. I was made in the image and likeness of God. First of all. First and what? Foremost. I didn't evolve, no man evolved from this. So the Big Bang Theory, all of that hogwash is a misconception. Man, first and foremost, was made in the image and likeness of God. God said, let us make man. There was a conversation, an interaction between God and Jesus and the Holy Ghost, and he said, let us. This one, we want it to be different. He made mocking on the rest of them, all of that. But when it came to man, he paused for a while and said, hey, let's not be in a hurry, because let's make some beautiful creature. Something mind-dazzling. Something profound. Something that has a capacity to change the world trajectory. Let us make man in our image. So I didn't morph from ape, chimpanzee, and co. So let's settle that first of all. Are we on the same page on this? Talk to me, oh. I will come to you if you don't talk to me, oh. Do we agree? Or if you don't, do you agree that you didn't come from? Evolution is, the concept of evolution simply is that you morph from one stage of development, just like you have the butterfly, the pupa and the rest, all right? So in their own theory, they hazard a plausible and very, very wrong theology, I said, that we move from here to here. After some time, some attribute came, then we got to that place, then, and eventually look at the man, the last one there, now looking like, no. 1,000 times no. All right, so the next one, please. Now, that established, I want us to focus on the topic for presentation, which is striving in adversity. Oh, striving in adversity. Adversity is a blessing in disguise. There are many that pray, many that fast, just to pray that God should prevent them from getting into trouble. There are many that dread adversity. There are many that don't like the sound of trouble. But you must understand that the God we serve is a present help in trouble. He's a present help in trouble. That means until you are in trouble, sometimes you can't get his attention because you have to be in trouble. Because trouble is good. So when you pray and you hope and have all of this fantasy about your dream and your aspirations, sometimes what they validate the authenticity of that dream and vision is trouble and adversity. Are you following me? What validates your dream, your idea, is trouble, is adversity. So the size of your trouble, the size of your adversity is a reflection of your future. You better, why are you not writing down? Okay, thank God I'm being videoed. Just in case you're making me feel I'm not talking to the right audience, this has got to be shared someplace. But listen to this. What I'm trying to make you understand is this: that the size of your adversity is a reflection of what? Your future. So if you've never been through anything, and I can't even imagine how you can go through this world without having gone through torrents and avalanche of trouble. Because like I said, trouble is what validates and is a clue, a reflection of the size of your future. Next slide. Next slide. No. Go back, please. Thank you. Now, change is a great what? Equalizer. It balances everything. Whether you are a janitor or you are a CEO of Fortune 400, change balances everything. So, nothing is permanent except God and his promises. Nothing is permanent. So whoever laugh at you today, at this level, they laugh too soon. Because if evolution or to evolve is true, it means that they won't meet you where they left you. They may have left you while you were at face me, I slapped you, broke, disgusted, can't pay your bills, can't figure out where the next meal will come from. If they write you off, they were preposterous, short-sighted, because that is not how the story will end. You know why? Because change is coming. Say to somebody, change is coming. I know I don't have a car now. I remember the last time a vehicle splashed water on me. See, I love what the doctor emphasized in his speech, her speech rather. You know, your response or your reaction ultimately, because you see, whatever happened to us in life demand a response or a reaction. Victims will always react. But if you're going to be successful, you have to learn to respond from a vantage position. So the vehicle splash water on you, you can do your hand like this and say waka. Or you can say, wow, that's God telling me it's about time I got my own car. You see that? Responses from someone who is dreaming and believe that this is temporary. Wherever I am right now is what? Temporary. Change is coming. The next one is God promises nothing is permanent, season change. Say to somebody, season changes. Next slide, please. Let me show you. I'm going to be making references now. I brought a scripture out here so that you won't. I know some of you, because it's not a church service, you may not be coming with your Bible. But look at this. In Ecclesiastes chapter 3, when you read from verse 1, it says, for everything there's what? And what? To what? Under this heaven, everything. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to be single and a time to be married. Season change. So that's why I don't understand when some people get suicidal or they are depressed because of what they are going through right now. What's the matter with you? How can you be suicidal because you can't pay bills or because somebody broke your heart? I don't know how your heart can be broken in the first place. Because of what you're going through temporarily, you decide that you are going to take your life. How short-sighted are you to understand that this was just a season and this season is temporary? Look at it. Under the sun, to everything there is what? Season, and a time for every purpose under the sun, and a time to be born and a time to die. Some people don't like this. They don't like these aspects because in their mind everybody should live forever, no matter how much you love him or her. Somehow every single one of us will be given a certain time allotment. And it's not about the duration, it is about the donation. My mentor of blessed memory died. He left this world when he was just 48. And he said to me, the last thing he said to me when we conversed, the last thing he said to me was that he gave me a clue that it was over. I'm done. I've had it. See, because one of the beautiful things that can happen to you in this life is for you to be given a clue by God when your time is about to wind up. So David prayed a prominent prayer in Psalm 90 verse 12, and I will just paraphrase it and say, God, show me how much of my time I have left so that I can apply my heart to wisdom. In other words, as long as you think that you have the whole time in the world, there's every tendency for you to be meandering around and just acting foolish when you should be serious. So, in a nutshell, David said to God, I'm tired of shadow bossing. I'm tired of running around. Show me, give me a clue. Let me know how much time allotment I have. Because listen to me, brothers and sisters. If your time allotment is 50 years and you are 35 years, you're pretty old. If your time allotment is 80 years old and you are 40, you're pretty young. Hence, the need for you to be abreast with how much time allotment you have. Because obviously we are all not checking out of this place at the same time. We are not. So there's a time to be born and there's a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. So life comprises of planting season and harvest season. If where you are right now, listen, you are either in your planting season right now or you are in your harvest season. You know, one of the beautiful things again about life is that we have the prerogative, the choice to determine the quality of our harvest. Are you following me? The quality of what? Our harvest. If what you're reaping right now is not in any way commensurate to the future that you anticipate, then it means that you need to change. You need to check the quality of seed that you're sowing. I met a lady one time. I said, they've broken my heart twice. And I've said to myself, the next time I get in a relationship, they won't break my heart, I will break their hearts. I said, wow, what do you mean? So she got in a relationship and everything was getting serious. The previous one, the last one before this, when things were getting serious, the thing happened. The guy called him and said, hey, I think this will not happen again. We can't go on with this. So now, this next one, things were getting serious. The man was getting serious and said, no, I'm going to put a surprise. I'm going to give it to him. And he called the guy and said, you know what? I'm not doing it again. You see that? What is that? Life has programmed her to believe that her season will never change. Just because you failed yesterday, just because somebody broke your heart yesterday, just because they gave you an eviction notice in the house you lived in. Just because the last time you attempted to do business, you failed. Just because somebody betrayed you, ostracized you, hit you on the back the last time, does not mean that that will always be your story. Season change. If you conclude on me right now, it is only because you are short-sighted, because this is not how the story will end. The challenge, the only person I have challenge with is the man or woman who have chosen to remain still, not knowing that everything and anything actually revolve and moves. Next slide, please. Everything is moving. The only man that loses is the man that is standing. Now that brings me to this. What season are you right now? In your life right now, what season are you in? What season are you in? I'm not asking you to answer, just think about it. What season are you in right now? Every single one of us, we are all in different seasons. Some are single, some are married, some are in school. We are in different phases. All men are in different sizes, different stroke for different folks. We are all in different seasons. What season are you in right now? Brothers and sisters, never let life make you think that this is all there is to your life. Do not accept it that this is all there is to your life. You may have done that, been there, done that, and probably have a t-shirt to show for it. But this is not how your story will end. Because life is in seasons. Men are in sizes. Different stroke for different folks. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Basic facts. No, when I say next slide twice, it doesn't mean I should give me twice. I'm trying to get it, okay? I'm trying to get it. I'm no longer following my own. Basic facts you must know about adversity. Number one, adversity comes to reveal what? And what? Listen. Are you listening? Comfort zone is an illusion. What did I say? The greatest illusion will be sold. You can liken a man in the comfort zone to the man on the rocking chair. I have problem with people on the rocking chair. You know the problem I have with people that sit on the rocking chair? Lawa, I see you. The problem I have with people on the rocking chair is that, have you seen people on the rocking chair before? They are on the chair, right? They are exerting energy because they are going like this. They are swinging back and what? Is time ticking? Are they covering any distance? No. So how can you be in a sport you call comfort zone, exerting energy, swinging back and forth, but yet you're not covering distance? Let me tell you something. When you have refused to move, when you have been in a certain conundrum, in a certain place, it reminds me of what happened in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 2. You see, God told his people to move around the same mountain. And they were very loyal and they were very obedient. And they kept moving around the same mountain. And they did that time again. Then something happened. Something spectacular happened. God came one day and said, hey, you've been on this mountain long. What? But was it not God that told them? Listen to me. If you miss me here, you have missed me. Was it God that told them to meander around the same mountain? Was it God that told them? So why would God then come back now? And if you listen now, I don't know how you study your Bible, but when I study the Bible, I look out for the intonation of the words. So when God said, hey, you have been on this mountain long enough, if you read that same text from the Greek, from the Hebrew, you are going to see the mannerism of God. There's something that is called the mannerism, the body language of God. When God said what he said, how was God feeling? All right? God could say something and he's smiling, and at the same time he's saying something and he's frowning. this was one of those things that God said while he was running. He said it because he couldn't for the life of him understand how these people all their life would be meandering around the same mountain for donkey years. Yes, it was God that said you should move to this place, but you have outgrown this place. It was God that said you should buy this car, but this car needs to go now. You deserve better now. It was God that said you should get this job, but you have outgrown the job. So what did God do when people refuse to move? Question. When people have settled in a comfort zone, what does God do to move them? He introduced what? I know you've been rebuking the devil. Oh, I feel sorry for that guy. Everybody blames him. You know, I know you've been blaming the devil and you've been casting out. Haven't you wondered? You've been praying, casting, and nothing has changed. It's not the devil. This is a setup. Is heaven trying to make you understand? Is heaven sending you a memo? Is heaven sending you a memo? Say, hey, you've been here long enough. You've been in this spot long enough. You've been in this area. Come on. Let me tell you something real quick. I don't know where you live, but you can never go to any place you have never been. Everything in life is created twice. If all you see when you wake up every morning is yellow bus, if all you hear in the morning when you wake up is a we're going, if all you see every morning, every goddamn morning when you wake up is this rugged folks that smokes, drinks, and harass people in the neighborhood, they are helping you to paint a future of your what? A picture of your what? Future. You need to destruct that. Every once in a while, you need to carry yourself. You know when I use the word carry yourself, because when you don't want to go, you carry yourself, carry yourself, and go sit in a bar beach or some beautiful place, and look at beautiful houses. Go to some fine restaurants where they say nice meal. You may not afford it, but just smell it. Smell the air. Smell it. Smell it. Get an Uber. Where are you going? I'm going to a hotel and suit. Do you have an appointment with nobody? No. I'm taking myself out. I'm taking myself out. Go and sit down in the lobby. Reminds me of what Steve Harris said one time. You know, Steve Harris he's already staying in Lekki, but he's never been to a hotel and suit before. And so, because you see, when you have not been there, if you are not careful, you will start thinking that people that go there have two heads. When you see people, listen, I'm telling you what I'm experiencing and where I am and where I'm moving away from. Listen to me. When you see people drive nice cars, you start thinking in your subconscious mind that these are special people, you know. They have special giftings and largesse in life. People like us are not supposed to drive those kind of cars and live those kind of life. We are not supposed to live a life of opulence and luxury because we don't deserve it. We can't earn it. We don't lie. Say to somebody, lie. So he took himself. So one day he said to himself, this is a coat and suits. I will enter inside. I will drink. I will experience it. He had an agreement. Now he said, I don't want to disappoint myself. So I will go alone. I will not go with my wife in case they disgrace me. My wife stay at home, and he drove himself. You know, if you've been to a hotel and so if you come in there for the first how many minutes is free? I mean, for your car to park. Let me tell something now. Okay. For the first 30 minutes, you are allowed to park your car for free. But after 30 minutes, you start counting. So they told him at the gate why he was coming in. And he said to himself, God forbid that I should spend more than 30 minutes. See, poverty, if you are not careful, poverty will disgrace you up there if you don't deal with the mentality now. Because we can't talk about evolution without the evolution of the mind. So now, he got to that place, he drove in fast, and he parked his car, went to the to restaurants and said, he sat down. He was suspicious of everybody. And they brought, once you sit down there, they'll bring the menu and say, oh, sir, what do you want? So instead of going on the right side, he started looking on the left side. Now, you don't understand. If you don't understand it, forget about it. No, to look on the left side, to choose from the left side. Do you know what it means? Lawa, talk to me. So he left the aggregate on the right side and he went to the left side and said, okay, give me a bottle of Coke. So they said, okay, thank you, sir. They went back and they brought a bottle of Coke. And incidentally, as they were breaking the bottle of Coke, they brought a glass and lemon, all those fizzy. They poured the Coke in the glass. And he said, thank you. And he chilled, crossed his leg as a big man, And the guy went with the one that was remaining in the bottle. And the bottle is 1,000 as at then, a bottle. See, as at that time, a bottle of Coke outside of that place was sold for like 25 naira. But here, it was what? 1,000. And he called the man back and said, excuse me, it's my drink, I bought it. Now, what he didn't want, listen to this. What he didn't want, he now used himself to his body language, poverty now introduce it. And the man looked at him funny and said, now your first time, Abi? He didn't want them to know. You understand? He's packaged now. He packaged and deck. He didn't want anybody to know that it was what? His first time. But but they were taking, he was eyeing the guys. The guy was going with that Coke. Because he thought after he's done sipping this one in the glass, they should pour another one. But as he saw the guy going away with it, and he said, no, Ross, give me my drink now. The man looked at him and said, oh, it's your first time, Abi. Now, listen. On my 10, I hope you're not coming to give me time. Okay, thank you. On my 10th wedding anniversary, my mentor called me on the phone. And he said, pack your bag. I want to take you on evolution trip. Somebody say evolution trip. I said, wow, that's nice. No car then. No car. So I told my wife, yeah, pack your bag. We are going somewhere. So will you order for a ride? And we entered. And it took us to a hotel. And they took us to the room. And they said, it's your wedding anniversary. We just want you to be away from your home and just have fun. They took us to the sky, the top. We had fun. We drank. I have no idea how much the food cost. We were just having fun, eating good food. We were just enjoying ourselves. So we left. When we took pictures and they left us. And when they were going, he said to me, Mark, I paid for everything. Have fun. Anything you want, just call somebody and anything you want. I said, thank you, sir. He left. So the next morning, we woke up. It was time for breakfast. So we called the guy. Hello. We need food. We need breakfast. And they brought 2 big trains. After this, I will rush everything. Just follow me. I need to establish a point. So they brought 2 massive gigantic trains. Rice on one side, fruits, all manner of stuff. What is this? One for me, one for my wife. I said, no, these people want to set me up here. Because they don't know that somebody paid for this thing. Did I send you for all this thing? So I called him. I said, how much is this one? This one, my own. He said, your own is 37,500. I said, I don't want. Don't worry. Thank you very much. I don't want you. Yeah? As the guy was about to leave, he turned like this and said, oh, God, but it has been paid for now. Eat it. Huh? My wife said, you have disgraced me here now. But do you know what I was thinking? I was thinking of what I can do with 1,000 naira in Mama Put. That if I just cross over to the other side of the road, I just sit down with this woman, I can have some shaki, some pomo, and some, all those things together, and I will enjoy myself. Listen to somebody and say to somebody, I refuse to be poor. So what happened to me that day was I got angry. I said, no, this is not fair. Because I got to find out there are people that lodge in that hotel every day for 1 year. And they eat food and have fun. Do they have 2 heads, Auntie? Do they have 2 heads? If you are talking about evolution, and you came for this event, I should be able to provoke you to think beyond where you are right now. You've been here long enough. You've been here. In fact, when I was praying, God said to me it was going to be a transition for some people. I don't know who you are, but if that's you, can I see your hand up? It's going to be a transition. That means you get home and you have the audacity and the courage to ask God for a new level in your life. So adversity and crisis refines our potentials. There's no time. One day a man went to the antique shop in Los Angeles, wanted to buy gold, and there was nobody to attend to him, and he was wondering because he had his money in his pocket. But as he listened, there was a deafening silence, but there was a noise, faint noise, and he walked into the dark alley, and all of a sudden he saw a man that was bent over, and he was walking on this thing, and he was curious and asking, "Hey man, what are you doing? I want to buy gold. It's an emergency." And the man said, "No, I can't leave this stuff now. I am busy. I'm busy with this thing." And he was sweating. And the man became even more curious and asked him, "What are you doing?" And he said to him, "I am refining the gold." And he said, "At what point will you know when the gold you're refining has been perfected?" And he said, "When I have seen my reflection on the gold, then I can tell that the gold has been refined." Let me tell you something real quick. Every single one of us, we came here to this world as gold and diamond in the rough. But do you know the interesting thing? People don't like rough diamond. People don't like raw gold. They don't like it. If you are gold, you must be refined. But guess what they use to refine gold? Fire. So adversity, you can choose to use fire there, refines our potential. There's no single person alive that is immune against adversity. Next one, please. No single person that is alive that is what? Immune against adversity. Proverbs chapter 24 verse 10. If you fail in when? I can't hear you. If you fail when? There is a day of adversity for the janitor, for the CEO. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter who you are. There is a day of adversity. So don't mock me now because I'm in my day of adversity. And I should have no right to mock you just because you are in your adversity season. Season change. Next. Season change. Season change. Next one. Adversity is a necessary precursor for greatness. Stop praying the storm away. Stop praying the storm away. Welcome trouble. What did I say? Welcome trouble. I know you don't like it. The religious folks have told you trouble is not from God. But you read in the same Bible that Daniel was in the lion's den. You read it. You read it yourself. You read it. How God came in the furnace. The Hebrew boys refused to bow. But in the midst of the funnel, he appeared. God is a present help where? Next slide, please. Rushing out. The effect of adversity. People that go through adversity, they end up bitter. Listen, there's no time. Listen, I wish I have time. Listen to me. I'm telling you the truth. I was in this place for a long time. You know why? My father died when I was 17 years old. I was left to myself, dejected and broken. I had enmity in my heart with a lot of people, and I became bitter. I didn't know that I was sabotaging myself, because what bitterness does is that it keeps you in a spot. Forgiveness is not the good you do to people that offend you, it's the good that you do to yourself. Unforgiveness is the medicine tablet that you take, and you just hope that it will hurt the other person, but you're hurting yourself. You must let go of bitterness. You must let go of bitterness. The next one is frustration. And this leads to suicidal thoughts. How can a young person be contemplating suicide, for goodness sake? You haven't yet lived, but you're contemplating suicide. Why? Because you don't understand that season will change. Then you then have, when it gets to this place, they resign to their fate and say, well, maybe God doesn't want me to be happy. Maybe God doesn't want me to be married. Maybe God doesn't want me to have money. So all of that brings low self-esteem. they resign to a place of complacency. They don't make move anymore. They hear of opportunities, say, we have heard. Oh, you tell them new things. They say, no. They shut their mind. Next one is desperation. Next slide. How to overcome a season of adversity. Number one, don't let the water get inside. Next slide. Don't let the water get inside. I will explain. How many of you remember the Titanic boats? How many remember? You remember that? Did you ever watch the film? Do you know what happened to that boat? You remember? My friend, did you remember? Look at me. Did you remember what happened? The water broke in. It was small water. Small. There was what? A breakage. The water began to what? Get inside. The water was going inside and going inside and going inside and going inside and going inside until this whole gigantic stuff you're seeing here was submerged in water. The water was supposed to facilitate its movements. When the water that was supposed to facilitate its movement got inside of it, it starts sinking. When the crisis that should facilitate you going forward get inside of you, you will sink. I'm telling you. If you allow adversity to get inside of you, you will sink. I don't care how sanctimonious, spirit-filled, tongue-talking you are. If you allow adversity to get inside of you, you will sink. So what should you do then? Understand that adversity is a facilitation for your destiny. Next one. Number two. It is not the storm on the outside that derails us, but the storm within. It's what is inside you, not outside. Next one. Rounding up. No. Go back. Bible students, you know the story of Peter? How many of you know the story of Peter in the Bible? Peter will see, a lot of people have the cause, they want to say, Peter, man, you don't have faith, blah, 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 blah. But can we give it all to Peter for once? Peter actually walked on water. Even if it is just 2 minutes, he actually what? This man walked on water. He defied the law of gravity and everything, and he walked majestically on water. But it was temporary, it was short-lived. Next one. This same Peter began to sink. Next slide. Look at it. This man could have sunk dead. How many people are sinking in the very presence of Jesus today? Simply because they have taken their eyes away from who should be the focal point, and they are not staring at the storm and the adversity. Next one. No, go back, please. Peace is the power of stability. Without faith, you'll be unstable in times of adversity. So, kingdom people, don't worry. Because worry is what? A waste of what? Executive time. When you worry, you're wasting time. Next one. I don't like it when I am pressured when I'm speaking, because it makes me lose steam and things I should say. Okay, the next one. You must learn to dance in the rain. Listen, anybody can be happy when things are going well. Anybody can call for Thanksgiving and kill a cow or something just to have fun and chill with their friends. But when you can dance in the rain, it's a non-verbal communication that says, these two came to pass. This one, even if you have to cry dancing, even if you have to worship God crying, understand that though sorrow may endure for a night, joy coming. Say to somebody, joy is coming. So, being able to dance in the rain is having an attitude of gratitude. Next one. The world cosmos. The world cosmos is in crisis. The world is in crisis right now. This is where I wanted to really talk to a lot of us. Recently, there was COVID, and COVID was a bioweapon. Doctor, I would put it to you that COVID was a pandemic, not a pandemic. It was orchestrated in the lab. Scientists, the report is out. It's not something that is hidden. You don't know? But more are coming. Next one. More will come. More will come. Right now, as we are speaking, this is April 13th. Look at what happened. IMF unveiled new global currency known as Universal Monetary Unit that is supposed to revolutionize the world currency. What are they trying to do? You wonder why there's no more money. You thought it was because of the election. No. It's not the election now. APC, Buhari and Tinubu, I didn't know it's the same APC. In fact, there was a time that Tinubu was even accusing them that they want to frustrate it. It's not them. All around the world, there's an agenda to stifle the economic policy, to unify the currency so that everybody go digital. And what's the implication of that? I know those of you that are innovation and IT, you will love it and you are clapping. Understand something. They will then need all your details. In some place now already, they have microchip embedded in their skin for transactions. What is all that? If that's too hard for this class, I will leave it. Next one, let's skip it. Now, just read this. Do a research. Now, among the many things that I needed to say to you today when I come here is to let you know, as Christians, get to find out what is happening in the world. Because if you don't, you'll be taken unaware. How many pastors turned their church to vaccine centers? In this same Lagos, pastors turned their church to COVID-19 vaccine centers. Somebody had the guts and the effrontery to say that if Jesus was alive, he would have taken vaccine. Can you imagine that? If your faith is not strong, you will fall for anything. From propaganda to reality, this is why World Bank don't have money. Every banking system under the existing world order is expected to transition to digital currency, and you are expected to have zero power over your money. You have money, you can't spend it, you can't access it. This is why, not there is why. This is why there is war with the emerging world order under BRICS. What is BRICS? BRICS comprise of Russia, China. Are you aware that China, Russia want to dump the dollar now? Are you aware of that? Is this too high for this class? Good. Why? See, America, that was once a world, just watch. Is it not currency that is making it to do bragado? Just watch now. Since they said they want to leave God. Just watch. Because they have the audacity. Now BRICS is protesting with them and said, no, they are not agreeing to their agenda. So there is trouble. Next one, let's round up. Because I can see that she's coming again. This is the last one, I guess. This is the last one. Now, 1 John chapter 5, verse 4. For whatsoever is born of God. Can you read it? And what? I round up with this, brothers and sisters. No matter what you do, build your faith strong. Build your faith what? Strong. If you don't have faith in God, I've never been as bold to speak about it like this now. He doesn't care whether you put me on UN platform. I have my own platform. If you don't like, don't invite me. I have my own platform. God has given me. I told God, if you give me platform, I will talk about you. If you don't have faith, there are many that are coming. A lot of things. Right now, there's GMO. What is GMO? They are giving us food now without seeds. They are bombing the whole farm. The other time, the biggest chicken factory in the world was bombed to cause food crisis. What is going on? One world order, one bank, one religion, which is completely antithetical to Jesus. I hope you got something out of this. God bless you.